Guys, Ash from Imagineyourgoddess here with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be doing Genesis, and yeah, I'm just going to go through that. Call this a Genesis deck. Okay, yeah. Starting off, I run which of the prohibited books Cinnamon? Well, one, I like her. A lot of lolies in Genesis. I'm not really a fan of lolies, but hey, Cinnamon, she's really cute, but she's also conditionless. Essentially, you have to just hit with a Vanguard grade 3, put her in Soul Charge 2. But I don't really use her ability that much, so she's just kind of like a 5k booster. But whenever I want to use her ability, I'm going to hit sometime with the grade 3. It's going to happen. But I like her more than the other options at this point, and Genesis is pretty counterblast heavy. So you don't want to, well, at least in my testing, so you don't want to have too many counterblast things in there. Then I run, of course, 8 crits. And this is the lowly right there. And yeah, 8 crits. It doesn't really matter what their abilities are because I don't use those abilities. Well, I guess she goes in the soul and something gets plus 3k. But I don't know why you would play a 10k unless you really had to. 10k shield, that is. Then, of course, I run 4 draw. I don't like that art, but it's better than the dude. So that's what I got here, the monkey. And then 4 heals, another witch. A lot of witches in this deck, actually. Lowly heal trigger. There you go. Anyway, moving on to my grade 1s. I run 4 Kushinada. Right there. She is the perfect shield, and probably the reason I got interested in Genesis in the first place. I saw this shield back in January or February, and I was like, wow. Yeah. I don't know if it would be my main clan, but yeah. Then, of course, I run 4 Tatsuta Hime, and she's when an attack hits a Vanguard during the battle of this unit boosted Genesis, you can pay the cost, which is 2 counterblast to Soul Charge 3. She's okay. She's supposed to add kind of some pressure because you get the Soul Charge 3, but most of the time I don't use her. It's just kind of counterblast heavy. And like I said, there was a starter that kind of has her ability as well, which I don't use because it's counterblast heavy. Then I run 4 Witch of Frogs Melissa. It's when she is soul blasted, you can counterblast 1, put her back on the field. And that's pretty cool. It lets you plus a lot from soul blasting. Of course, what sucks is you have to have an empty kind of field. But she's a booster that gets on the field, so if you need her. Yeah, she's pretty good. And then, of course, I run 2 Witch of Cat's-Gumin. And she's your standard play Soul Charge 1. So moving on to grade 2s, I run 4 Witch of Owls Paprika. She is your limit break for 11k attacker. Which sucks is she's an 8k, but I like her art. It's pretty cool. And she could hit Vanguards unboosted, and that's awesome. Then I run 4 Witch of Ravens, Shamomile, I don't know. But she's the same thing as the Witch of Frogs. When she's soul blasted, counterblast 1, put her on the field. And she's actually used a lot more than the other one, because if you know that you're going to soul blast her, intercept with your grade 2s the turn before. That way you have another attacker. And those witches are the main use of the counterblast. And then this. Finally, for grade 2s, I run Battle Maiden Sasuhime. And she's a counterblast 1 when she hits a Vanguard. Soul Charge 3. A lot of pressure. And, you know, she's pretty cool. Just you attack with that, and they're most likely in the guard. Well, if they want you to Soul Charge to death, I guess they won't guard, but yeah. She's pretty cool in that aspect. And then I run, for grade 3s, Oracle Queen Himiko. 4 of her. She's a break ride for Genesis right now. The only one in English anyway. Ride on top plus 5k to 2 things. And your Vanguard gets 10k, and the ability when it attacks a Vanguard Soul Blast 3, draw a card. So it lets you break even for a cost of 3 soul, which may or may not be heavy depending on what you're riding on top of her. Her other ability is when she attacks, she can get +1K. She gets +1K, but you have the soul charge, and that is actually an auto ability. I thought it was you choose, but no. Now it has to happen. You can soul charge yourself to death that way if you don't break red. I mean, I'll be at a very slow pace. Then I run 2 Imagineyourgoddess. I run 2 Imagineyourgoddess because she's pretty good. I mean, she clears the field in the front 2 rears. And she's a way to spend a lot of soul. You spend 6 soul essentially to give your opponent -2, which is not a bad trade-off. She's definitely not the worst thing you can ride. Her other ability is a Soul Blast 3 for +5K, but I don't think you'd really use that. You don't think you'd have the soul to use that. And then finally, I run as sleeves and box of jest 2 Fortunas. Now, I originally tested with 4 Fortunas, and these things are terrible unless you get them endgame. In fact, you might want to just break ride Himiko's the whole time instead of ride anything. But she's pressure. She's hidden pressure. Because you can cancel drive checks at limit break by Soul Blasting 3. But really, I haven't found that to be all too useful. It's more of a mind game with your opponent. Because even if they no pass her, you can still try to go for triggers to make your other lines stronger. So, you know, if you just count the cards in their hand and you don't believe they have the guard, try to go for the triggers. She's pretty cool in that aspect. Otherwise, you don't ever want to ride her. She's an endgame. Not even that great of an endgame. Soul Blast 3 plus 5K damage as well. Or, yeah, power. But I like her art. I love Fortuna's art. She's just subpar ability, so I run 2 of her. And, you know, kind of, besides Himiko, Genesis, I feel like Genesis is not that strong right now. Artemis is pretty okay. But I like this build a lot more than Artemis. I'm not a fan of the Artemis right chain. As you can guess, we only have the good one here. But, yeah, you know, can't wait for the new Genesis support. Angelica, Minerva, and so on. That's pretty OP decks. And finally make Genesis good. But I'm not really a fan of the Soul Charge playstyle. That's why I've kind of avoided Dark Irregulars, really. But, yeah. And that's my Genesis deck. Let's attend. So, this has been Ash from Imagineyourgoddess. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys next time.